everybody. I was just making a quick adjustment, so sorry about that. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of A Memory Tile. I'm Lisa, and I'm the owner of Sweet and Sassy Treasures. Hi, Emerson. And I am so glad that you're here today. I go live every Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. Sometimes Pam's with me. Today she's a little under the weather, so she's not here today. But I am so happy to see you. Hi, Mary, Vincetta, Jackie, Teresa. Oh, Emmy. Hi, sweetie. It's my niece watching me on YouTube. So I'm so glad you guys are here. And I have something really exciting today. And it is about the mystery box. So I'm going to wait for more people to pop on. Just so I'll probably mention it again toward the end if we end up having any left, because I only have 5. But I'm excited. Wednesdays, we do memory tiles. They are inspired by the Sid Dickens memory tiles. Just the idea of it. The tiles themselves are, after doing them for, I think it's been about 3 years, I just have like, usually a bank of ideas. Sometimes it's not that easy. You want one, I know. It's gonna be so fun. So, I guess I'll tell you guys who are on here, and then I can repeat it again. I won't be able to know when they sell out because my phone's on silent. So here's what I decided to do. I thought it would be a lot of fun. I have products that I have like one left, or things that I have a lot of, and I thought it would be really fun to put a collection of items together. So every box is fairly identical in that they contain the same amount and category of items. So I can tell you that I've got paints, glazes. Hi, Jan. Hi, Lori. Paints, glazes, stencils, JRV stencils. I have rice paper, decoupage paper, embellishments, things to make projects with, some of my favorite things. There's some ribbon in there. So I calculated the value, and it's well over $220 in each box. So the boxes right now are getting ready to be sealed. I love a good mystery too. But this is how big they are, okay? They're this big and that big and that deep, and it's pretty full. We don't have them wrapped yet. And when you go to order a mystery box, you'll have to pick box 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Lisa, why does it matter? Because one of the boxes has this first generation IOD mold in it. I think I used it one time. I've been holding on to it, and it is awesome. I don't know the name of it because that was long before they put names on there. So one of the 5 boxes will get this in there. You won't have an invoice. Like normally I enclose the invoice in the box because the boxes are already going to be sealed, because I truly want this to be random. The mystery boxes are already on my page. You can search mystery box, or you can go in products used in this week's live. But I want them to be totally packaged and sealed so that I won't even know which one that it's in. So the price of the mystery box is $49.95. So it's a $220 value in excess of, and it's just under $50. So I will go over this again a little bit later, but let's look at Oh, and it weighs 4 pounds. And that's before we wrapped everything. So we're going to start with, oops, got to start my video. We are going to start with a 5x7 wood gallery blank. Flip this over. I don't know if you had a chance to see yesterday's finished project. I left it upstairs because that's where I have to stage now because I don't have any of my staging stuff set up from the Great Flood of 2024. Hi there, Laura. So this is about how much embossing medium I put on. I was a little light this time because I only did this an hour before I went live. And so it takes quite a bit of time to dry. The paper I'm using, it's called Pastel Pumpkins. I absolutely love this. I can totally see using German glass glitter with this, but I think I'm going to end up in the crackle direction. Hi, Tracy. No, Pam's not feeling well today, you guys. If you could put her in your prayer pocket, that would be awesome. She's having a rough time. Then I'm going to be using elements from the Oak Leaves Mould. So you can see I just poured them in resin. I think I know which ones I want, but I'm not sure. So I poured quite a few of them. And that's what we're going to do. So we are going to, we're going to get started. So I'm going to paint this white first. And that's important because rice paper is a tad translucent. And for the images on your rice paper to really pop, a white background really makes that happen. The reason I use the embossing medium is it's very hard to see on camera, but it does add some interest to the white rice paper. It doesn't lay, quite as flat. Usually I like to get some wrinkles on there, but with only doing it an hour before the live, it would have never dried, and then it just kind of smears. So this is White Swan. That's what I always use for my base coat. Even with a darker background, but I can definitely see an argument for if you're really using a black paper, putting a black base coat. But what I would do is put the base coat on there, let it dry, and hold the paper up. And make sure, you just have to worry about if there are any white areas. They're not going to look real white. But if you have a black background paper and you put it over white, it makes a difference. It's not going to be as dramatically dark. So we've got white paint on there. Now I'm going to dry this. Thanks, Vincetta. So I'm going to dry this. And sometimes I pre-cut my paper, but lately I've just been sanding it once it's on. So if you missed it about the mystery boxes, I'll go over that again in a little bit. I only have 5. And I apologize. I won't know when I'm sold out because my phone's on silent. I use it to record for reels. So I need that dry the sides too. Guys, the holiday release is getting close. I don't know what we're allowed to say, but we get to see it on the 5th, whenever that is. Oh, Vincetta got a box. Mary got a box. Yay! It was so fun to put them together, and I'll do it periodically. What I didn't want to do is not make it thoughtful and not make it balanced, and meaning too much of one thing, not enough of another category. Some really fun stuff in there. Okay, so I've got the white background. And now I'm going to think about where I want this. So I did play with it just a little bit before I went on. And I do want it to be even with the bottom of the paper because I like that some of that table's showing. The question is, what do I want to be the star of the show? I like this pumpkin, but I don't want this to be centered. I want it to be right justified. So if I show at least half that pumpkin, I think this would be a good compromise. Or do you maybe want to go all the way over to the side? How much of the leaves do I want to see? How much of the flowers? I'm looking on camera. I'm also going to pull in the mold elements. This is the one I was thinking I wanted to use. No, I'm going to use leaves. Look at that, how cool that is. And then you got this one. That looks really cool. So, and then, I'm covering most of those leaves over there. A little bit of it'll peek through. One wouldn't be enough. Here, I got another one right here. If I do that, I just don't like the balance. It's heavy and linear, and then that's linear too, and it doesn't go as well together. Thanks, Joan. You like it all the way over, Deb, all the way over, bringing the picture to the far right. That's what I'm leaning toward as well. Not quite that far over. I don't want to see all the pumpkin. That's a better spot for that. So this is what I'm going to do. So once I make that decision, after, like forever trying to decide, I'm going to crease my paper so that I know where it's going. And that will help. So I'm going to use clear liquid patina. I'm just going to fold this up right now so I can keep it about where it is. Set that side down. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. There we have it. I am going to wipe. I got a little bit dripping on that side. I'm going to wipe off. The AB rice papers are such a nice thickness. And then I'm going to put some on the top. that water. Isn't that paper beautiful? I love the blue too. Absolutely love it. Let me dry that. Hope everybody's having a fabulous day. It is, you guys aren't even going to believe this. I wouldn't believe it if someone else was telling me. So, we just had the basement thing. And I made an insurance claim. So yesterday we had straight line winds, which I guess is a precursor to like a tornado. And the top of our pergola blew off. So I had to make another claim today. Whether I go through with the claim or not, I'll have to see. I think it's just got to be replaced. But that's like, this weather is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I'm going to move this to the side and sand it. It's best to do it when it's totally dry. When it's wet and warm, it can stretch a little bit. So I'm going to use weathered wood with the mold today, like I did last week. I think that will pick up the dark brown on the paper really nicely. I just love the distressing on this. The colors, it's just like absolute perfection. Look how pretty that is. Yeah, Mary, wasn't that awful? Or can we vary larger or different than the ones in Horse and Hound and Fleur de Lis? Hold on one second. Okay, they are way bigger. So Horse and Hound, they're pretty small. That'd be a really nice addition to this. So if you look at the palm of my hand, and that's not the largest one. So here's the largest one. And then that's how that fits in there. So these are by far the largest leaves. But what I've noticed too is the last year and a half, the details in the molds have just changed like incredibly. So let me dry this. I'm going to put some Big Top on here before I dry it because I know I'm going to need to do that. And then Fleur de Lis, I don't think has leaves on it, but maybe I'm missing something. Once again, I over poured. But knowing that I'm going to be using layered chocolate, I want to make sure that I have a real nice coat of Big Top on there. But I wish you could see just how the texture of that embossing medium comes through the paper. Look at how, gosh, isn't that just gorgeous? Will I need that again? I don't know. Yay, I'm so glad I caught you live. You caught me live. Thank you so much. I was on time today, too. Hi, Carol. So if you guys came on late, I have, I know 2 of the 5 mystery boxes are already sold, only because you guys let me know on here. But they're $220 in value for $49.95. And one of the mystery boxes will have an IOD first gen mold in it as a surprise over the regular surprise. I thought that would be really fun. All right, while that's drying and cooling, I'm going to prep these leaves. So I think I decided I was doing here. That might be, I may not add, I think this is all I'm going to do, which is weird because it's only 2 items. It's just where my mold ran over. Another spot right there. My tabletop isn't very level, so it does that for me. That'll be good. So I'm going to use crinoline. And we've used crinoline recently, and we know that it's the only one where I feel like it has kind of a gel type consistency to it. I'm lying, not crinoline, tarnished pearl. Has, wait a minute, maybe I do want to use crinoline. Yep, now that it's on there, it does look more cream to me than that gray base that tarnished pearl is. Hi, Betty. So tell me what embossing does. I missed it. So this is an embossing medium. And what that means is it's a thick paste. So a lot of companies have embossing mediums. When I first decided to open my store, I used to have a brick and mortar. And it just, online just got too busy. I couldn't do both. I wanted something that was similar to the store that I used to shop at before they went out of business. And it was like such a nice texture medium. So it's a texture medium by Paint Couture, and its name is Embossing Medium. So anything that's embossed, obviously, it has like an elevation to it. So this is a really creamy paste. What I like about it is it doesn't chip or flake, and it's durable. So I use it on all my tiles, and it just creates some interest in the background. So here's the inside of the embossing medium, and like there's no way it'll, you know, it's a thick paste, but there's no particles in it. They have a crust that has particles. So if I take, this is the edge of a chopstick, and it lasts a long time. You can pull it through a stencil. You can trowel it, which is more what I kind of do on these backgrounds. I am going to paint that little one just in case, because you never know. I could change my mind. I'm not a huge fan of even numbers, but I think that one looks really good as is. I guess I could look at it as just one mold, and then I wouldn't feel it was an even number. So that covers beautifully. Hi, Mary Kay. Hey, Lynn. Do you deliver to Australia? I do. What I like to do, Prue, though, is give you a quote first on what shipping would be. I ship to Wales all the time, and shipping almost always is $30. I have a really good company that I use for international shipping. And it's $30, like whether it's a small package or I've sent her heavy packages. I'm sure if it really got heavy, it would go up. Hi, Casey. Your furniture was gorgeous. All right, let me dry this. I shipped to Canada. You know, I worry about you guys and your what you pay in customs. Maybe a fallen leaf. Ooh, that would be pretty, Deb. Card making, but haven't used it like this. Oh, Betty, yeah. I do use it on paper. I don't use a lot of paper. I use duck primed canvas. And I use it on that. I use it on wood. I use it on canvas, like canvas paintings. It's just, I like it that it's smooth and durable. And I tried like a lot of brands. Paint Couture has amazing embellishing. All right, we're gonna let those dry because I'm gonna have to seal them. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna sand this side just a little bit. I'm gonna paint the sides of this black while I'm waiting for other things. And I have black velvet. That's the black I usually use. There is not much difference between black velvet and little black dress. But Pam and I got around to finally filling the black velvet back up yesterday because my paint order came. So I'm very well stocked with paints right now. Crenoline's getting low again. I go through a ton of crinoline. So when I do the side, I like a little bit of that black to go onto the top of the paper. And I'll actually take my brush and run it along the edge. And that's where that sanded edge comes into play. Because I've kind of like opened the seal on the edge, the black paint will penetrate it a little bit. And it gives it a nice aged effect. Mary, you must have gotten that storm before we did, I think. I think you did our weather first in Chicago. Okay. Pulling some of that on there. And that's where the big top comes into play as well. Hi, Sandy. I'm going to dry that. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to seal these. Now, I'll wipe that edge and bring that paint into the rice paper, but not until it's dry. When it's dry, I have more control over it. When it's wet, it will just kind of smear. So I like it to be dry. But these rice papers make such easy work of making a gallery wall. Oh, yeah, Casey, isn't that crazy? Oh, Mary, we got, I lost my pergola at around 6. So I know that it probably, the part we got probably didn't hit you. Crazy. Okay, I do think that German glass glitter would be really pretty on here, but I'm really thinking crackling. So So I'm going to bring that right like that. It's going to look so good. So I don't think I want to cover up. Oh, that's not bad. That's kind of pretty, like that. All right, I'm going to grab some Big Top. So Big Top is the sealer that I use as my intermediate step with everything. It dries quickly. And that brush isn't going to work for me. Use this one. And because it has a sheen, it repels whatever I put over it really well too. The little leaves. Just a little more. Hi, Denise. A week from today, Denise, right? We're in Atlanta. Okay. So let me dry those. These can explore modes since I don't have the new oak one. Yes, I would just use more, Casey. But I want to think there's leaves on something else, but they're smaller too. Hello Pumpkin has leaves, but those are pumpkin leaves. Mary Kay, it is the Decoupage Queen Retreat for retailers. Huntart's going to be there, which will be fun. I'm just so excited. I get to see Mara. I haven't seen her in probably a year and a half. Okay, so I've got those warm, and that will make them more pliable. But I want to do the weathered wood after they're already attached. Okay, I need to heat it up just a little bit more. In the city. Geez, I think it is in the city. I know we're in 2 separate locations. One is at their headquarters. So that's nice and warm. And the reason I do that is so that this will lay flat. I am going to add that second one. I do like it right there. And if you get some bowing after the fact, just heat them back up and lay something heavy on them. So I have a little bit of glue that got there. I think we're good. I think that's going to be really cool. Oh, Denise, it is a suburb. Shows you how much I know. Right. I need those to attach. So I'm just going to set that there for a minute. If I had something else that was heavier, I'd put it on the little one, but I think that one will be better. Samira, can't spell it. Oh, okay. So the while we're waiting for those, I can go over the mystery boxes again. So it is everything you can think of. There's some paints, some glazes, 2 stencils, like 5 rice paper, I think. No, 7 rice paper, decoupage paper. There's some napkins in there. There's like every category that you can think of. Carol got one too. So they are this big. They're 4 pounds. One of the 5, I know, Mary, right? One of them will have this 1st gen IOD mold in it as a surprise. So I'm excited. And I won't know which one gets it either. So you guys are going to have to tell me. All right. Let's see if we can go back here. I wish I had my piece from last night down here, but it's upstairs from being staged. That's pretty good. I'm just going to have to be a little careful. They're slipping around just a little bit. So they're already sealed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some weathered wood. A lot of times I'll use dark and decrepit and black chiffon. Weathered wood gives you a different look because it's a clay paint and it manipulates differently. So that's why I'm using it, and the color. It's a black brown. Dark and decrepit has more of an orange base to it. So I'm just going to take that, and I'm making a wash. And I'm going to take a brush that, you know, one that's kind of been marooned a little bit, because that will help me get in there. And I've got my baby wipe. Let me do this edge first so you can see what that does. So see how the black's just going into my paper just like a vignette? And that's partially because I sanded it. And so the paint's kind of seeping in through that sanded edge. And then the other reason is I'm trying to smear it a little bit at the same time. And I love that look. And there are times I'll take and bring like a little more black into the side. I'm not sure that I want to do that just yet. So here we go. I'm taking and I'm going into way more where the water is, not where the thick paint is. I'm just going to dab that on there. And I want it to get on my paper too. Remember, I got big top on there. So it's going to be a little protected, but it's still going to stain the paper a little bit. So unfortunately, I'm still getting quite a bit of movement on these molds. You would really want to wait until they were dry. Want to get that edge. That's going to help it look like dust has accumulated. Normally I stand it up and look and make sure I got all the edges, but they're just not adhered well enough on here. So now I want to dry this, otherwise it's just going to smear, and I want it to rub off. I don't want it to smear. Oh, I won't have any from the retreat crew. Trying to think. There is right now. There's nothing new. So that's soaking in there more than I would have liked. And that's going to require a little more work. And problem solving. Although I'm not worried about it. Normally I'll go in and do big top again, and I didn't. There. And aren't those just beautiful? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Farm Fresh. Hold on one second, you guys. I'm not finding my Farm Fresh. And that's like the perfect color. I think I got some in the back. Yeah, D&D is a staple. So is black chiffon for sure. So I've got something on my face, you guys. I don't know if it's sealer or what it is. So this is the color of Farm Fresh. And I'm going to use crinoline on my plate. This is not at all what I would have intentionally had happen. So that's Farm Fresh. My can's a little bit rusty. What brush do I want to use? I want something that's round. And some crinoline. I'll put them both on this plate right here. So there's Farm Fresh. It probably could have used to be stirred. And here's crinoline. And I'm going to take this like crappy brush. And I'm going to start with the black or the Farm Fresh. Now, I think Apothecary would have worked too. This paper is just super, super porous. And I knew that about it. I just really did not expect it to grab quite so much. Now this is the leaf area, so I might go in more with Summer Crush. I'm going to wash this off. thing is I'm not remotely upset about this because I know this will, I can save it. So I don't want it to bleed. So I'm going to dry this before I bring in the crinoline. But then that orange is totally summer crush if I decide I want to do that. So I'm going to go in and grab the crinoline on my brush. Just kind of dab a little bit and blend that edge. Crazy, isn't it? Pull it up in here. I'm going to blend that though. Get that off there. But because this is so open, everything's just a little unpredictable. I think that's looking good up there. That looks really good. I just think I need to get more in there, that area. It could be just a shadow that I'm seeing though. I kind of like that turquoise color on the leaves a little bit. Look at that though, totally saved. That's crazy. What's crazy is that I wasn't worried because normally I would be. Let's pull a little bit more of the. I'm using that crinoline brush. I'm just pulling a little bit more of the teal back in. I think that's good. I think I really like it. What do you guys think? Like, I think it's good. Look at sides. Those are good. I do like to go and where that edge is, take up a little bit of paint so that it's not quite so solid looking. Get a little more worn on those edges. I am thinking about taking my black paint here. I want to bring just a little bit more into some of those spots. So if you don't want that to happen, more big top. Thanks, Sherry. A little bit more up here. As soon as I'm done with this live, I'll be working on orders. Just get this edge here. Make that look a little dirtier. Okay, I'm going to use crackle, so I am not going to seal this. I think that will be really cool, but I absolutely love this. Looks so good. Thanks you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to look and see if any mystery boxes are left. Let you guys know. They're sold out, but I will do it again after I get everybody's feedback, because that's really important to me. I love the leaves more neutral. Yeah, I like that too. Thanks, Teresa. So I should crackle it, right? What do you guys think? It's not sealed yet, but don't you think? I think crackle will be pretty. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will, I'm going to get going on orders right now. Yes, crackle. Thank you. I'll crackle it, and I'm going to do that right now too. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.